Welcome, welcome. We're live. We are live here today on September 12th. It is the 12th. It is. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you come in and hang out for a little while. It's just me. Unless one of you want to come hang out for a while, just let me know. I can easily send you a link and, you can just chit chat with us for a while. If that sounds like fun. Anyhow, if not, it's just me and I guess I will just run my mouth. How's that? Run my mouth, run my mouth, run my mouth. Yep. So I can do that. Hello, Deborah, and hello, Michelle. Deborah, you did get my email. I hope your package went out yesterday. Thank you. Let's see. Michelle, hello again. Hello. How is everybody today? It's a gorgeous day here. Gorgeous day here. Yes. The sun is shining. It's in the high 70s. It's going to be 70 and 80 degrees for like days. It's crazy. I don't know. This is definitely Indian summer. That's what we would call it, Indian summer. But man, it is something else. Let me tell you. Anyhow, well, I have been working on my scarf here. It's overcast there. Geez. Yes, thank you, Deborah. Thank you. So I worked on it a couple times this week, I guess. Yeah, a couple times. And we're getting there. We are getting there. Look how pretty it's looking, right? So this is how wide it is right now. It's about this wide right here. Hello, Kathy. I need to keep going. I'm just getting my second ball of yarn out. Do I have it attached yet? No, I don't even have it attached yet. I just got it out. I just ran out this morning of my first skein. This is one cake of this yarn right here. One. So, and this puppy is long, right? I mean, it's long. This is a quarter. This is a quarter of it, right? Because I've got this folded and folded. So it's long and it's very pretty. I love the color changes in it. I love how the changes are happening, like pink to like just tan. Then it got a little more brown. Then it went to orange and brown. Then it kind of went back to brown. Then it went to pretty much orange. And I think that's kind of what we're starting with. Or maybe orange and pink. There was a section here that was quite orange and pink. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm in an orange and pink section. Let me show you that. See, this is orange and pink here where I'm at. And I've been doing it for a while, but we're going to pick up with that same color, that orange and pink again here. So we're going to have quite a bit of the orange and pink action going on. So anyhow, I took this with me yesterday to the yarn store because the yarn store is having a make-along. So it can be knit or crochet. They do these, I don't know, a few times a year. They do like a make-along. And they have get-togethers at the shop and everything. You can come and work together and all that good stuff. I've never done one, but this one was interesting to me because it is entrelac. And if you know anything about entrelac, you can do entrelac knit or you can do entrelac crochet. So it's basically you make little squares, one at a time. You make this little square. And so with crochet, it's usually done with Tunisian crochet, although there are patterns out there that are in single crochet. But anyhow, you make this little square and then you like make another square here and attach it somehow to this one. And then you go up. So then you start working at a diagonal. So you got one here, then you do this one, then this one. Then you go next to this one, then this one, then this one. So you're going diagonally all the way across. So I took it up there last night, got the pattern out. I was like, this is so confusing. There are a couple people that crochet, a couple people that were going to try to do a crochet interlock project, right? And none of us could really figure it out exactly. None of us really had like a square that we were working on or anything at the time, which I think would make it easier. I'm making a bag. This other lady beside me, I was like, oh, God bless her soul. Bless her dear soul. She was trying to figure out how to Tunisian crochet. She had never done that before. Hello, Robert. How are you? You've been working. Well, that's good for you to work a lot. Work a lot while you're young. Right? Glad you stopped in. So she didn't know how to Tunisian crochet even. So she's trying to learn how to Tunisian crochet, and she's not anywhere near trying to figure out how to do the whole interlock part. So, yeah. So, Deborah, you have done it with a baby blanket. And does it always work that way where you're working on the diagonal? Like you start here and then do this one and then do this one. And then you do 1, 2, 3, and then you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, however wide you're making it. I'm doing a bag. So I'm just doing a front panel, and then I'll do a back panel. And then I think this is what I think you do. You do your front panel, however many rows that's going to take. And then when you get up to the corner up here, you're going to have to start decreasing your squares, right? So you make your 2 panels, and then you make a flap. So there's like a purse flap, like a triangle type flap to go on the front. And then the handle is interesting. And I want to try this with another bag I want to make. So the handle is probably just going to be 1 square wide. And you just make this big long chain row of 1 little square. And then you're going to attach that around your squares. So it's going to make a bottom and sides and then a strap. And I just saw somebody else do a bag like that, because I've done one of those like retro daisy bags where you make the retro daisy twice, and I just sewed them together. Somebody else I saw put like sides on it to make it, wider, and more depth in there and whatnot. But they were like sewing these extra pieces, like single crochet these pieces, and then they'd sew them into the sides and the bottom. And that just seemed like a whole lot of work to me. But I saw somebody else do that same concept I just told you, where you just do a big long single crochet, like you're making a strap. You just keep going. So it's going to be your strap, and then it's going to come around, and you're going to attach your 2 front and back panels to it. And it's going to come around the bottom and make a bottom and go up the other side. So it, adds some width, and it adds a base for the bottom. Same concept. I like the concept. I haven't tried it, but I like that concept. It adds a little width to your bag, or a little, not width, it adds depth, makes it, wider. Instead of just flat, you're going to have, instead of flat, you're going to have like a side, you're going to have a side there and a bottom. I like the idea. So this interlock bag does that as well. I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But we got a long way to go before we are ready to start talking about making a strap. I got to figure out first how you connect these squares, okay, so I went to the store. First of all, the one thing with the make-alongs is I think she has prizes and stuff, but the one thing is you have to use yarn you bought at her store. Okay, I get that. I get that. Support the store. If they're going to support us, support the store. I get that. So I had purchased some more of this yarn, and they are discontinuing it at their store. They're not going to carry it anymore. It's a DK weight. This comes, the very similar yarn to this comes in a worsted weight. She says the worsted weight does well. They sell a lot of it, but they just didn't sell much of the DK, so they're going to stop carrying it. So, lucky for me, though, lucky for me, when I got there last night, I knew I needed to buy some more yarn to make this bag. Okay? I have been good, Robert. Really good. How are you? I mean, besides busy working. So this is the rainbow, and there's another one that has variegated colors called jacquard. And when I got there, all of the jacquard was in the clearance plot. And I was like, okay, cool. And all of the colors of jacquard were in the clearance plot. The solids were still up front at regular price. I did pick up one solid, and I picked up another, one of the jacquards, so another variegated yarn, because this bag, it works with a Noro yarn. If you know Noro, and I did not want to work with Noro wool. No, no, thank you. So I like the cotton, and I do like cotton for bags. And I think doing those small little squares in Tunisian, it's going to be extra thick, because, you know, if you know anything about Tunisian, you go across and then you come back. So your stitch is fairly thick. Your fabric you make is fairly thick. So I picked up another solid color, and I picked up another, I think I got 2 of the jacquards, and they're just going to be some wild, crazy colors to go together to make the bag. But if I can figure it out, I think it will be pretty. I think it will be, this yarn will work out well for the bag. So it'll be fairly sturdy. And I'll be learning a new technique. And they're going to get together every Thursday night at the store. And you get to go upstairs to her yarn dyeing studio, which is what is upstairs now, where she dyes all of her Nome River yarn, and hang out with people. And, you know, if I'm confused, maybe other people are confused, maybe somebody there is a pro at it and will know how to do it, we'll kind of work through things together, which is the fun part about it. So, yeah, that's that. Hello, Sean. How is Sean? So, Deborah, am I correct in my thinking, at least, of how this entrelac goes together, right? But the tricky part is, you make your first square, and then you leave your loop in the top corner. Hello, Mary Lou. You just leave the loop and you leave it open, and then you come and you connect to it later. I know when you connect to it. So then on your next square over, it looks like you chain 6 or 7 across or whatnot. And as you come across, you attach to the first square you made, do your return pass. Then you come across again and you attach to your first square. So you're going back and forth, attach, back, come back this way. Get right? Deborah, is that how your blanket worked? Let me know. Let me know. Hey, there's Brenda. Brenda. Oh no, Robert. Oh no. Oh dear. So that is how so then when you're done with this row, your last row of this square. Oh, she's like, I don't remember. So I think because you left that one loop there, that then you attach to that loop, and then you keep going with the square on top of your first square. Like you pick up your stitches from the first square and you go back and forth. I think. I don't know. I'll find out more when I actually sit down and try it, right? When I actually sit down and try it, I'll have a better clue. Hopefully. Hopefully. So, and it's going to be a lot of color changing because, I mean, I'm using different yarns. I don't know how I'm going to use the yarns, honestly. I don't know if I have a plan for the pattern because I have, how many colors do I think I'll have? I'll have 4 colors. Hang on just a second. Let me get these and show you. Let me get these and show you. Okay? Hang on. One moment.
You're late.
I'm not. I'm live. I just came to get something. I came until 3:30.
Okay.
Okay. Go weed whack. Have fun. So it's a bad picture. It's really dark. But you can kind of tell these squares, you know, back and forth, back and forth. So like I was telling Deborah, I think you start over here on the left. I think we do this one, and then you do that one. And you attach, every time you come back across your row, you attach to this one. But there's this loop you've left right here. So after you do that, you pick up this loop, and then you start to attach to this square, and then you go back and forth. And then I'm assuming you leave your loop here. And then what? Then you must do, then what do you do? So we got 3 squares. Then you go here. You go here, and you chain over, come back and attach, go over, come back and attach, right? Do you leave a loop here too? No, you won't leave a loop there. Well, why wouldn't you? Yes, I think you would. I don't know. Anyhow, I don't know. And these are the instructions. I can't show you the pattern, but it's like, well, it's not much of a pattern, truly. It's just showing you how to, I don't know. It's interesting. I'll just say it's interesting. Yeah, this one you leave a loop open. I'm telling you. And the one lady was sitting there and she was knitting. And she was like, when you knit, it's so easy because you knit along and then you skip stitches, which is your next square. And then you pick up your stitches for the next one. And then you skip it. I don't know. So I had these, right? I bought these on the sale plot a while back. These pretty pink and purple. Aren't they gorgeous? They're gorgeous, right? So I wanted some other colors to go with this. I mean, this will color change all on its own. I could do it all just like that, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to. So the one I bought at full price was this purple. So we got that. We got that going on, right? And I was like, well, that's still not fun enough. It's not fun enough. I want this to be like a fun, wild, crazy colored bag, right? So remember, I have this color to go with this to make my pockets. Hello, Dawn. So I have that. I know you're thinking, ooh, what? Why, Mindy? That doesn't go with that. But wait. So I bought this one at full price and this one at full price. These were on sale, like deep sale. These were on sale. And now these are on sale. And I got 2 of these just because they're on sale. So now I looked at all of the jacquard that they had and went with this one. Because if you look at it, it's got inside here, it's got a lot of pink. It's got some purples. So we got the pink to go with this and the purple and the purple. And we have this now. So now look what we got going on here. Imagine our bag. Okay, I'll only hold up 4. Imagine our bag now with all of this fun stuff, right? I think that will be super pretty. Now, like I said, I have no idea how I'm going to plan out the squares, which square is going to be which color, but I don't know. I have no idea. Not a clue. So I have two of these, and I don't know how many of these I'll need. And I have two of these, and I have these two colors. So truly, it's probably just going to take, I don't know, it might take a little more than these. It might take these 4. I don't know. But that's what I got going on. Wish me luck. On top of everything else I have going on, right? Everything else I have going on. My top has been just neglected. I've been working on the test crochet. I have 20% of the squares made. 20. That's it. 20%. I feel like I am a complete slacker. There's one lady that has 60% of her squares done. And I'm like, all of us were kind of like, wow, you are like going to town. Must be all she does. You know what I'm saying? One of those people that's all she's working on. And so she's just kind of cruising on through. Oh, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Anyhow. Hello, Dawn. Did I say hi, Dawn? But I only work on this, when we're live, and then maybe a couple times a week. Actually, I only worked on it yesterday and this morning. That's what I worked on it this week, yesterday and this morning. My goal was to have skein number 1 finished by the live, and I accomplished that goal. I accomplished it. I have been busy doing stuff for the craft show. The Fall Festival. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Fall Festival. In the big town of Leslie. That's where we're going. All these little small town things. That's what we're doing as we're crafting. We're going to the small towns. So, but this is a big event. I mean, they've done it for years and it's quite popular. I got an email yesterday about the event, about checking in and setting up and directions, all that kind of stuff. There are no assigned spots. I thought that was interesting. It's kind of like the first people there, you go to spot number 1, then you go to number 2, and it's just in order. So, okay. They have 110 vendors. I was like, whoa, 110. I have not done a show that's that big at all, anywhere, So that'll be interesting. 110. I'm like, okay. So that'll be fun. That will be fun. We'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. Anyhow, you can start setting up at 9 o'clock. I'm sure people are probably there like 8:30, so they can be like the first in line. Or, do they want to be the first in line? Is that the best spot? Is spot number 1 the best spot? I have no idea. I don't really care. I just want to have enough time to set up. I did order walls for my canopy tent, my tent. I ordered walls. And the first set of walls, Dale told me our canopy was just straight up and down legs. I guess he didn't really think about it. He's like, yeah, they're just straight up and down. Well, they're not. They are not. They go out at an angle. Well, the walls you have to get the correct walls for the correct type of tent that you have. So I ordered a set of walls for the front wall closed with a zipper like a door. And they came like yesterday. Yeah, they came yesterday. And they're wrong. Nope, that won't work. They won't work. So I returned those to Amazon and hunted for a 4-wall set for the slant leg canopies. I cannot find a 4-wall set for slant leg. Can't find it on Amazon anywhere. I could find 3 walls. So I ended up with 3 walls. So basically, I don't have a front door. I don't have a front door, which is fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm just looking at it for wind purposes because this show is outside. And next month in October, that show is outside. And having all my stuff blow over in the last show, I'm a little nervous about that. I would like to have some wind protection. You know what I'm saying? Some wind protection would be awesome. So, yeah. And, being where we are, and I think how we're going to be set up, it could be just one wall. If, the wind is coming from one direction, which it typically is. I mean, I don't think wind usually comes from all different directions, but unless you're in like a tornado or something, But just one wall, even maybe just behind the diamond painting table, because that's the stuff that was blowing over. Well, my keychain holder blew over on the crochet side, but that was it on that side. Anyhow, just to be cautious. And we set the tent up this morning, tested out one wall to see how it goes on, how it fits, how it attaches, etc., etc. We're taking them, just in case. Not planning on, because it blocks out light for sure. The walls block out some light. And that's never good if you want people to be able to see your product. But, And the only color I could get, well, not the only. There were a couple colors I could get overnight. I could not get white overnight. White wouldn't be here until Saturday or Sunday. And I'm like, well, that's not going to help me. So I ended up with gray. And I'm like, well, gray's not bad. It doesn't make it dark, but it does block some light. You know what I mean? Anyhow, enough about that. Do you guys care about any of that? Am I boring you to death over there? So, there's that. So we're as ready as can be. I have crocheted more things. I have been working on pumpkins lately. I went and got my hair done on Wednesday, and the girl who does my hair, funny story, found out that she also does the grandkids' hair, which we just discovered that one of the last days the kids were here. They were talking about getting their haircuts, like for school. And I was like, oh, where do you get your haircut? And they told me, and I was like, wait, you get your haircut there? Well, who cut your hair? And Emerson, he was like, I don't know, but she had a baby. And I was like, no way. That's the girl who does my hair. She's the only one there that would have had a baby, because the other ladies are well beyond having baby age. So when I was there on Wednesday, I was like, so I hear you know my grandkids. So when I started telling her who they were, she's like, no way. And I'm like, yes way. Yep. Those are, and she goes, those are the kids you talk about? Yes. And so then she went on to tell me about, so Penny, their grandma, I said, that's Dale's ex-wife. And she's like, no way. I'm like, yes way. So she's been doing Penny's hair for 3 or 4 years. And I was like, okay then. Well, now you know all of us. Now you know the whole story. Now you know how we're all related. And she never sees the kid's mom, Dale's daughter. She doesn't go in there. The other grandpa is the one that takes the boys in to get their hair cut. Grandpa does. I was like, okay, well, that's nice, right? Funny story. Small world, right? Small world. Yeah, I had to fill her in on a few things, our past and all that. And the fact that, his ex-wife, she was the one that I lost him to, I guess, at that point in time. So anyhow, I got him back though. I got him back. Oh goodness. So looking forward to that tomorrow. That'll be a fun day. It's supposed to be beautiful. There's a slight chance of rain for tomorrow. That's another good reason to have walls. If it rains, it's another good reason to have walls. At least have them, as a precaution, just in case. So I'm ready. Got all my stuff priced yesterday. Started my craft fair vlog. So sorry, I coughed right at the computer too. That must have been nice and loud for you. We just got done with lunch. And I've had a chip, like a little piece of potato chip. It's been stuck. I'm like, why? It was stuck in the roof of my mouth. I think I got it out of there, but it's being difficult. This one little piece of chip. I'm like, that'll teach me to eat potato chips. Don't eat potato chips. Okay, they were baked Lays. They're not all that bad, right? Baked Lays. And I didn't have that many. I might have had 6, maybe. They'll eat the rest of them. But it's been causing me some grief. Causing me grief. So what are you guys all doing out there? You're all just very quiet. You're just kind of sitting there. Just listening to me ramble on and on. Ramble on. I went through all the crochet stuff, like I said I was going to do, because, we're into fall, and there's no point in me taking spring stuff. Nobody's going to want to buy spring stuff at a fall show, right? So, back to the hairdresser. I was talking about the show and stuff and making pumpkins. And she goes, oh, that's fun, pumpkins. So I showed her some pictures of the pumpkins, and she goes, oh, those are super cute. She said, I would buy some from you. She said, you should make some in like teal and different colors. And I'm like, uh-huh. I said, I'm making all kinds of colors. Right now I'm making fun, variegated, bulky weight yarn pumpkins. They're working up pretty quickly, which is the nice thing. They work up fast. And so I guess when I go back to get my hair done in October, I need to take pumpkins to the shop with me and see what pumpkins anybody at the shop might want to purchase. So I've been making pumpkins. Everybody's working on Chuck. Okay. My poor Chuck, he hasn't been neglected. I have worked on it. One night this week, Dale asked about watching TV, our Chicago shows. So I didn't work on Chuck that night. I did work on it last night. I feel like I didn't get very far last night, but I'm on the second row. You know how I do the release papers. I've done a whole row, and I'm on my second release paper on the next row, which is not all that far. We're getting close to halfway through the month, and I'm clearly not halfway through my painting. I better kick it into gear. I am going on a little retreat at the end of the month where I will be hostage. You know what I mean? I will have nothing else to do. I will have no dogs to feed, no kitties to keep track of. I will have nothing else to do except sit and work on crafts. So there is that. That will be the end of the month push, I guess. I'm going on Thursday night, all day Friday, all day Saturday. Then you leave on Sunday at some point. So I don't know. Hopefully I will be able to finish by the end of the month. That's my plan, is to finish. But all this crocheting is kind of cutting into the diamond painting time a little bit. But this is the time. This is the time of the year for the craft shows, you guys. I'm thinking, come January, I'm going to be sitting here in January going, well, let me just diamond paint. I mean, I'll still crochet, but it won't be like getting stuff ready for a craft show crochet. You know what I'm saying? I won't need to do that. Okay, so back to the crochet stuff. And I went through my boxes. And like I said, I pulled out stuff that isn't pertinent for the season. Not pertinent for the season. I actually have it here. This is stuff, I've mentioned it before. I might try to offer to people on my channel to purchase, which is a little more difficult. I mean, okay, so here's the deal. Let me be honest. If you guys purchased, you'd have to pay shipping, right? But because it is stuff I've had for months and it's all spring stuff, I would mark it down, I'd mark it down first. None of this stuff weighs very much, so that's a benefit. Shipping wouldn't be too bad. Like, I just shipped Deborah 4 of the special drill mystery bags, and shipping four of those bundles of diamond paintings to her was $6. Now, she's not far away from me. She's just a state or two over, but it's only $6 to ship that. So I don't think shipping will be that much, but it would have to be, pay for your item and pay for shipping. Am I making sense? Am I making sense out here? So what do you think about that? Marked down, springy kind of items, pay shipping, etc., etc. What do you think? Think people would go for it? Let me show you an example. I brought some stuff upstairs with me. Like I said, I brought some stuff upstairs. So let's talk about it. Okay, let's just pull out this little guy, for example. Okay? We got this cute little floppy-eared egg-shaped bunny. That's what it was called, too. Egg-shaped bunny. All right? So I had a couple of ideas here to mix them. If I did I send you 4? I don't remember, Deborah. I hope I sent you 4. No, I thought it was 3. Was it 3 or 4? I don't know now. No, it was 3. Oh, you're asking me. No, it was 3. I sent you 3. Yeah. It was 3. Brenda we got a chat on Messenger. And I don't know what Brenda's doing. Yeah, I sent you 3. But she is she changing things on our chat. I don't know what she's doing. She changed our theme. Once she changed it to Lucky Pink. Now she's changed our theme to cats. Now we got cats. Okay, we got cats. Okay. I just saw that. I was getting on my phone. Sorry, I got to respond to somebody about retreat stuff. So there's 2 ideas I have. I could either mark these down to a price, or I could do it auction style. Like, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to start the bidding at this price and let you bid on it, which might be better for me, or maybe not. I don't know. Right? So, like, I was asking $13 for the little guy. So if I say, okay, if we do it auction style, I say, okay, let's just start the bidding at $8. Let's just start the bidding at $8 because I'd have to start it at a price where I'd be like, okay, I'm okay with that price. You know what I'm saying? And then people bid. Or do I just mark it to like, okay, if I wanted 13 for it originally, what if I marked it down to 10? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think the best way to do it would be? Tell me your thoughts. You guys are the people that are here all the time. You have great ideas, wonderful opinions. What do you think? Which way do you think it should go? And I'm always asking you guys anyhow what you think about pricing because I honestly don't know sometimes about pricing. Pricing is just like Dawn says auction style. Okay. There's one answer. Auction. All right. I keep plopping them on the Sherry says auction. Oh, you know what? I did put stuff. I put a little bag of rocks in his butt. Now I have the little pellets. You can buy little pellets. And you can put little bags of pellets in the bottom so they're more like a little beanie baby kind of thing, Beanies, beans. Yeah. And so, when do I do this? How do I do this? I'm still contemplating the whole thing. I still think he's super cute. All right. Let me show you some of the other things. Of course, if anybody is interested in any of these currently, let me know. Otherwise, we'll go do an auction later. What else did I bring up? I brought up 2 of the eggs. Where I crocheted the eggs and put the plastic egg inside. I got 2 of those. Like I said, this is all like spring stuff, 2 eggs. This guy, I had him high. I had him at $18, but that's because you had to sew on his arms, sew on his ears. I'll mark him down, but he's super cute, right? He's super cute. And then these guys, I'm willing to mark these down for sure because they were some of the first things I made when I started doing all of this, plushy stuff. And they're not stuffed as much as they should be. They got wonky little faces, but they're cute. They're cute, right? So I'm definitely willing to mark these guys down. That just needs to be shoved back in there. He's got strings coming out, but they just need to be poked in here. Poke in there. Stay in. My string was coming out. Where you cut off your yarn when you're done and you poke it back in. He poked back out. Poke back in. So I got 2 of those. And they're real squishy. They don't have enough filling in them. They don't have enough polyfill. But I have I'm trying to get $12 out of them, but I would be happy if I got 8 at this point, right? I know the bunny. I love the bunny. Which one? This bunny? That bunny. Oh, there went an egg. Egg down. Egg down. I think he is so cute. I've had so many people pick it up too. I think the only reason they don't buy it is $18. If I marked it down to $15, I'd probably sell it. Maybe I should take it this weekend. I don't know. Unless you want it. Unless you want it, Dawn. And then here's that retro daisy flower, right? And I made the pillow. And I can mark that down for sure. I'll mark that down. And then I have this pillow. I really like this pillow. This pillow is soft and squishy. And I actually really like how it turned out. The heart pillow. There's the other egg. There's more stuff downstairs, but this is just some stuff I just grabbed. Bandanas. I love making bandanas, and I think they are super cute. I have never sold a bandana. I haven't sold one bandana. Not a one. Okay? But I grabbed a couple of my favorites to show you a couple of my favorite ones. All right. Chickies, go over there. I keep trying to make these chickens, and there's different patterns for them, and I don't know. Any of the patterns I've tried just hasn't turned out. And then my little bunny. My little bunny's so cute. I love this bunny. I love the ears on the bunny. Got these big old ears. And I put little ribbons on it. They're glued on there. They're not coming off. Super cute. So let me show you. I pulled out a couple bandanas. They're so fun. I mean, look. I've got them marked at 18 now, and I'm like, okay, let's go 15 or, whatever. I just keep marking them down and marking them down. So that one's really pretty. It's just granny stitch, and the yarn just changed color on its own. And then I grabbed this one, which is a different pattern, because you know me, I like to do different patterns all the time. Again, the yarn just changed colors as it went. So there's that one. But I just need to sell some of this stuff, that's for sure. Anyhow, maybe I just do a special live one day. That's true, Dawn. That is true. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have to go through and look at things and come up with a bottom line. Like, okay, I would sell it as low as this, because then you guys also have to pay shipping on top of that. I understand that. And there's nothing I can do about that, but it's so funny too if you go to like Etsy, because I was looking up something I made. I can't remember what it was, but something I made. I wanted to get some sort of a baseline as to what other people were selling the same type of item for. And I don't remember what it was. But that's not all that helpful, because the prices that people sell stuff for on Etsy are all over the place. Same type of item can vary so much. And then on Etsy, of course, you have to pay shipping on Etsy as well. I don't know if it's cheaper on Etsy, but Pirate Ship does pretty good for me. That's how I ship all my stuff now, is through Pirate Ship. And you get some pretty good rates that way. And like I said, this stuff is all light. It doesn't weigh much, that kind of stuff, So still in the works, trying to figure out the best way to do it and when to do it, when to do it, how to do it, all that stuff. Would people even be interested? That's the other question. Resting my voice for a minute. And thinking. I'm thinking. Oh, now it's turning pink. It started with pink at the very bottom. I just had pink down here. Now we're going back to the pink. There's still a little orange in it, but we're going back to pink. Dale went back out to tackle weed whacking again. He was working on it the other day, and he was way out back. And he comes up, and he had been under attack. He had been attacked by ground bees. So he was back there, and he found a hole in the ground. And, he didn't think much of it. Silly him. He did something. He got up near it with the weed whacker or whatnot. And all of a sudden, all these bees come flying out of the ground and started attacking him. He got stung like 3 or 4 times. The one that was the most concerning was the one that was by his eye. Yeah. All underneath his eye swelled up and was puffy. Above his eyelid that was all puffy and all swollen up. That was a little concerning. The other bites or stings didn't seem to even like really leave a mark or anything. But when you get into a hive of ground bees, they chase you. They were chasing him. He threw the weed whacker on the ground. He said, screw that. Threw the weed whacker on the ground. It was still running. And he took off. Just like took off, you know? So he's way out back, way out at the corner of our property, like pretty much as far as you can go. He's got his shirt off because he's like, they're getting in my clothes. They're everywhere. Takes his shirt off. He's using his shirt to kind of swing around him to like scare him off, you know, as he comes running up to the house and trying to get away from everything as fast as he can. And he said he even got up to the house and he thought that they were all gone, but there was a couple that were in his shirt. And I'm like, oh my God, you know? So he went back there yesterday for the first time in days, back to the site of the crime, the scene of the crime. And he took some, I don't know, he took something to put in the hole. It's a bug killer. You can spray your trees or sprinkle your trees and sprinkle on your plants, and it kills pests on your plants and stuff. So he took that back there and he dumped it in the hole. Just dumped it into the hole. And yeah. So he's hoping that things are a little calmer back there, because he said what they'll do then is they just take that, you know, they'll get it right back down there in their hole, back into their little hive down there, and hopefully kind of takes care of the whole family. You know what I'm saying? So he's ventured back there again. That's what he was getting ready to do here a minute ago. I heard the weed whacker, and he's headed back out to go back there and see if he can finish, you know, what he wanted to do without getting attacked by the bees again. Yuck. Not fun. Not fun. So wish him luck. Wish him luck. It reminds me of My Girl, right? When the little kid gets attacked by the bees, right? That's what it reminds me of. Not fun. Totally not fun. See how long it takes me just to get across the row one time, you guys? I mean, I did take some time out here to show you some stuff, but these are long rows. And doing this linked double crochet, it's like a little extra step. It's not super easy to get into that little loop up there. It takes a little more work than just doing a regular double crochet. But I don't know how much wider I'm going to make it. Wider than this. This isn't wide enough to be a scarf. I want it wider than this. Do I want it a whole nother ball? Probably not, because that would be like, I don't want it that wide. I don't want a great big huge wide scarf. I just want a nice scarf. And the Sunburst Granny Square, got to figure out how big that's going to be. Here's what I should do. Okay, next week for the live, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make Sunburst Granny Squares. That's what we're going to do. because those are the pockets. And we'll see how big those turn out with this yarn. You know, how wide they are and all that stuff, how big they're going to be. And that will help determine how much wider I want the scarf. I'll probably add a couple rows to this between now and then. Maybe a couple, maybe one more. I don't know. I don't think that would make it too wide if I did 2 more rows. And maybe that would be enough. I don't know. I just don't know until I've done it, right? And this is all pink now. Which I'm happy because I feel that when I started it, we didn't get a whole lot of pink to start with. Pink was very short-lived. It's so pretty. I love it. It's so pretty. Yeah, so I'm excited to make the Sunburst Granny. I don't think I've ever made a Sunburst Granny. But man, there are some pretty things out there with the Sunburst Granny. I'm getting swiped in. No, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm getting pulled in to a purchase, you guys. I'm getting sucked in. That's it. I'm getting sucked in to a purchase at Bad Sheep Yarn because they have a limited yarn. It's only available in the month of September, and then it will be gone. No longer able to purchase it. Did I talk about it last week? Did I show it to you last week? Because I don't want to show it to you again if I already talked to you about it. Let me know if I did. Otherwise, I'll show it to you again, or I'll show it to you now. Because it's called Sunflower. Typically not my colors, but it's pretty. And it's Sunflower. And I want to make a cardigan. But my thought with the cardigan is a cardigan takes a lot of yarn. A lot of yarn. And this hand-dyed yarn, as you know, is not cheap. And I don't know that I want to make the whole thing with hand-dyed yarn. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't get it out of my head that I want to have this sunflower in a cardigan. Right? So I've been playing with other ideas. What I am thinking of doing. Okay, let me show you my recent thing. Let me show you. I got to show you. I've been playing with colors at Bad Sheep Yarn. Okay? And last night was her live where she does pairings with different colors. So, I mean, here's the sunflower. Did I say something different? Did I say like safflower or something? But here's the sunflower yarn. And it is so beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. So I'm thinking all the centers of the sunflower grannies could be that. I'm not going to use this for the whole sweater, but the center of the sunflower grannies in this color. Okay? And then I was like, they have this beautiful brown. And then they have this beautiful creamy color. What I would ideally like to do is do all of the joining and everything else in this creamy color, but I don't think I can afford that. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford that. I would need to find a different cream colored yarn to do like all of the joining with. And some of the squares. I don't know. Like a sun, okay, just picture it. What if we did like that? And maybe some of the squares we outlined with the cream, and some of the squares we outlined with the brown, just to mix it up a little, and then joined them all with the cream. But I could get a different cream colored yarn for like the majority of the joining. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm still toying with it. Here's what I know. I'm not going to let sunflower get away. It will not get away from me. Okay? So like picture these, they change colors like every round, and I'm not doing that. That is not what I'm doing. But just like picture, I mean, I always want to start with this brown in the center. Okay, I could start with a brown in the center, but I really want to use the sunflower yarn. And just do like some of the sunburst in the fun yarns. I don't know. I don't have this figured out. Clearly, I don't have this figured out in my brain. I don't know what I'm doing. But I know I want to do something with that yarn. Now see, look at this one. This one, they had the brown center, and then they had 2 rounds of yellow, which is pretty. If I got 1 hank of the brown, I could do brown centers. And then I could do sunflower for 2 rounds. And then finish them all in some other yarn, some other cream colored yarn, right? But it would have to be, okay, I'm taking a picture of this idea. Let me take a screenshot. No, don't do that to me. I want a screenshot of this one because I like the concept of the dark center, which would not use up too much brown yarn. Oh, look, I could make a pillow. There we go. That solves it. I could just make a pillow. Bye, Deborah. A pillow is what? 18 squares. How much yarn would that need? But I want a sweater out of it. I want a sweater out of it. So I've been hunting for other like superwash merino yarns that aren't as expensive. Make a blanket. Oh, sure. Make a blanket. That wouldn't be expensive at all now, would it? See, here was my other thought. If you made if you made one with the sunflower yarn, and then you make another one that's just cream. Like if I found a nice cream yarn, bye, Michelle, you could alternate like this. And you could do that on a sweater as well. That would cut down on the cost. I'd still get the pretty square with the hand-dyed yarn and find something else. That's an idea too. Another screenshot coming. Got to keep this one in mind too, because that's another good idea. It's a way to make it a little more economical. But I have to find a nice cream yarn. Well, I should just order the yarn. I don't know how much of it to order though. How much should I order? No idea. You know, I like the solid color squares. It breaks it up. So it's not like overpowering colorful flower. If you've ever seen like these cardigans that they make, let me see if I can find one for you. They almost look too florally, like too many flowers. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's one here. Does that look like it's too many yellow flowers? Where you could alternate? I don't know how you could alternate on a sweater, though, because it's only going to show a few. It's only going to show a few on your front panel on each side. Unless you did your panels and alternated across, like flower, no flower, flower, no flower. I don't know. I like that pattern, though, that sweater. Her back panel is 4 across. Let me put this in my cart. Hey, do you do that? Do you put things in your cart? I know you guys do. You just got stuff in your cart, and that's how I ended up with 2 skeins of yarn, because I had them in my Amazon cart, and Dale went to order some stuff, and boom, ordered my 2 skeins of yarn with them. Okay, all right. Sunflower Granny on Reddit? Do you guys use Reddit? I only have Reddit. I've got a few free patterns I found on Reddit. I don't know how you find it. Sunflower Granny cardigan. I'm slow at crochet. It's taken me since November, but I'm finally finished. It's not really a pattern for it. It's just her. It's a cute little sweater, though. See how cute it is? And if you make it shorter, if you make a shorter sweater instead of a long sweater, it's not going to use as much yarn. Crocheting a sunflower cardigan on YouTube. Watch now. Huh. I don't like the green trim. See that? I don't like the green trim around it, but Harry Styles cardigan inspired. And I'm going to get DK weight because I don't want it to be like really thick and heavy. I want it to be a little lighter. You know what I'm saying? We might have to watch this later. We'll watch this video. Not now. Not now, lady. Not now. Later. We'll watch that later. Anyhow, just another project I want to work on. Just, I don't have enough. Don't have enough projects to work on, right? I'm sure you can't relate, can you? No. No one can relate. I don't even know how many things I have going now. Bessie, that's the girl who does my hair, she was asking me about my blanket I was working on when I was doing all the different squares. And I was like, oh yeah, that blanket's done. I finished that blanket. And she said, I never saw it when you finished it. And I was like, oh, you didn't, did you? I said, okay, well, technically it's not done. It's all put together. It is a blanket. It's just waiting for a very simple border. It's all folded up, you guys, in a bag that sits over by my bed, by my closet. The Wonderland squares, I have the yarn. It just needs the border. I need to do the border. This is what I should not have done. I should not have agreed to pattern test the blanket that I'm working on. I should not have done that. What was I thinking? I don't have time to make all those squares to make a blanket. I don't even know how long the pattern test is supposed to run for. I don't know when this thing's supposed to be done. I shouldn't have done that. But now I did. Now what? What do I do now? I have to keep working on it. I have to finish it. Oh my goodness. It's 10 squares per color. 100 squares. 100. I've done 20. I've done 20 out of the 100. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm done making stuff for craft shows. Do I have enough stuff, I think, for the rest of the year? No, because when we get to Christmas time, I don't really have Christmas stuff. I do. I've got a few of those ornaments, those balls, the big plastic balls I made covers for, basically. And I have a few Christmas trees. What else do I have for Christmas time? Nothing. I have a few velvet beanies. I have a few beanies, which I'm taking the nice beanies this weekend. I mean, it's probably going to be a hard sell if it's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow. However, that's not normal. It is not normal to be 80 degrees in mid-September. People know it's fall. It feels different. This 80 degrees even feels different. If you know what I mean? It feels different than summer 80 degrees. So I'm taking the beanies. Not the velvet ones, but all of the hand-dyed yarn ones. And I think the headbands are in there too. Maybe, I don't think the headbands are. The ear warmers, I don't think they're in there. But that's the kind of stuff I should be making. And, I'm not going to be able to do a Christmas show without having some cute Christmas plushies. Like snowmen. I should definitely make some snowmen and cute little things like that, right? Things with poinsettias. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, here's what I do know. I'm one person. I just do what I like. I can't do it all. I'm not a mass production kind of person. I get done what I get done. How's that? And hopefully I sell some of it. But my own personal projects, sometimes, they take the back seat, I guess. But I don't just run crochet all day long. I have other things to do. Like right now, I have a yarn video. It's processing. Hopefully it's processing in the background here, guys. I set it to process before we went to lunch, and it was still processing when I had to go live. So I just kind of minimized it, and it's sitting in the background. It's probably just sitting there doing nothing. So hopefully when I'm done with this live, it will be close to finished with its processing, and then I can get it uploaded. It's all yarn stuff, yarn and projects and what I'm working on and things I finished, all that good stuff. It's a little different than my normal videos. Instead of me just sitting at the table and just rolling through everything one right after the other, it's more vlog style, like segmented. Like I show you this stuff, and then I show you this, and it's broke up more. Sometimes I'm showing you yarn. Sometimes I'm showing you things I worked on. I did it as I could. It was like 5 different sit down to record times, 5 different clips. So I recorded as I could. Let's just put it that way. I recorded it as I could get to it. And then I put things away when I was done. You get that? I put things away. I got another video coming. It's organization. It was probably just going to be in a vlog with other stuff, but I've been organizing. Bought a new tote. Organizing more yarn. Trying to get it off the bed. Yeah, because it started piling up on the bed again. And then all of my projects that are finished, I put those in on the bed too until I'm ready to tag and price and whatnot. So they sit there and they wait until I do that and add them to the inventory. I have a hard time starting this row, getting into this stitch they want you to go into. It's very weird. There should be an easier way to do that. There probably is. I just don't know what it is. I think this is my third row of the day, you guys. Third row of the day. It's still pink, too. I'm happy it's still pink. We've made it through a good portion of this row in the pink. Yeah, quite a bit of this row has been pink. Love it. Love, 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 love it. Okay. And I love the pink and orange together. Pink and orange together, that's one of my favorite color combinations. My dad's having a yard sale this weekend, you guys. He's on his own. He never asks me. So, whatever. But yesterday was my sister's birthday, so I talked to her for her birthday. She was talking about Dad and his yard sale, and she's already upset with him. And now I am too, but there's nothing I can do about it because of something he sold. My mom had gone to one of the gift shops in our area, and there was a gift shop. It's in my town. It was in my town, Charlotte. And as they were going out of business, and we know this is when it happened, when they were going out of business and they were selling stuff, clearance, cheap, right? So my mom went and bought these little Swarovski crystal things. So they were expensive, but she didn't pay full price for them. My dad thinks she paid just tons and tons of money for them, but she didn't because she got them when they were going out of business. They were clearanced out, right? So she bought different things. She bought some little animals, but she also bought a flute, a piano, a guitar, and we knew that my sister played flute, I played piano, Shannon plays guitar. So we knew that she had bought those for us at some point, at least some of them, not all of them, but there were specific ones that she bought with us kids, us girls in mind, right? My dad sold them all. We have asked him repeatedly. We've looked at them together. We've discussed them. We've told him that we know when she bought them, why she bought them, how she bought them. He wanted to argue with us about it, but we're like, no, Dad, no. Mm-mm. He thought she was buying them at the casino, at the Swarovski crystal shop at the casino. And we're like, no. She bought all those because you can find the price tags on some of the boxes and stuff. No. She bought those right out here in Charlotte when they were going out of business. He sold them all. He sold them all to one lady. And I don't know how many there were, 12, 15 or so. We talked about him giving those to like each of the girls, the granddaughters, me, and my sister. Look at that. Look at the orange and then the pink. Oh, I love that part. It just got really pretty right there. I really love that part. It's so pretty. To give them to us as a gift, like for Christmas, or give us our little thing for our birthday. We would tell him, like, Shannon gets the guitar. I would get the piano. My sister would get the flute. We would tell him who gets what. They were specifically purchased with each of us in mind. And they're gone. He decided to sell them. He sold them to some lady for $150. He's happy as you know what. He made $150 on these. And my sister was like, Dad, what? She is unhappy with him. I'm like, ugh. And I didn't know until she told me last night. I'm like, yep, that's my dad for you. That's what he does. Yeah. So then he also mentioned to my sister a box of jewelry. He goes, yeah, I got to get that jewelry out too. I'm going to see how much that's worth and start selling some of that. And Sherry's like, no, not that stuff. No, we have that put away. And it's like a do not touch box. Don't be getting into that and selling stuff. And I'm like, maybe we just need to go over there and take it. What's he going to do? What's he going to do if we just go over there and take it? It's like, sell all your own stuff, but some of the stuff, leave it alone. It's not yours. It wasn't ever yours. It's not for you. You're not broke. You don't need the money. It's a fine line we walk, I guess. But anyhow, there's that. So there were 2 wedding rings. One was my grandma's wedding ring, and one was my mom's wedding ring. I don't know if I've told this story before, but my mom's wedding ring was worn through. The bands were both broken because it just wore through. My grandma's wedding ring was there as well. And I don't know how it came about that my sister decided she wanted my grandma's wedding ring because, in her words, Grandma was my person. I'm like, oh, Lord, seriously. That was my thought. Seriously. I'm the oldest granddaughter. I have been around the longest. I was old enough to take care of my grandma before she passed away. I was driving. I was going and picking up groceries for her and delivering her groceries and her cigarettes and her this and her that. Grandma taught me to crochet. Grandma taught me to do my taxes. If there's somebody, and I'm not saying we weren't all close to Grandma, but if there's somebody in this family who Grandma was their person, that would be me. I'm the oldest. I've been around the longest. I helped her the most. I had a car. I'd drive to her house. I'd bring her groceries with me when I left work at the store. Yeah. And I dare say I spent the most time with her sitting and learning to crochet. She helped me with a sewing project in high school because my grandma was a wonderful seamstress. Grandma was my person. I don't know how my sister decided that she got to have Grandma's wedding ring, but she did. And she just decided she wanted Grandma's ring, and she told Dad she wanted Grandma's ring, and he said fine, and she took it. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Wait. Well, you can have Mom's. I'm like, what? Mom's is broken. All right. And then there was a whole thing where my dad wanted to fix up my mom's ring because he wanted to wear it on a chain around his neck. And I'm thinking, dude, listen, we're not going to put a ton of money into fixing up a wedding band, the band on a wedding ring, to have you then wear it on a chain around your neck. Not happening. So we've sat and we've discussed all this jewelry, right? The 3 of us. And so now my dad's like, well then, okay, fine. I said, I would take Mom's wedding ring. I'm not going to make it into a ring again. I would take it. I would take the diamonds out of it and things. And I would turn it into a pendant. I'd find a nice setting, put the stones in a nice setting, and turn it into a nice pendant. But I have not taken the ring because I have not been given permission to take it out of the house yet. My sister's like, well, why don't you just go take it? And I said, well, Dad hasn't told me I can. After I thought he wanted to fix it up, once he found out how expensive it was going to be, he didn't want to put that kind of money into it. So I think I'm just going to go take it. I'm going to be like, Dad, I'm taking Mom's wedding ring now. You're not doing anything with it. I'm going to take it. Sherry already has Grandma's. I'm going to take it because I'm going to turn it into a pendant. And then maybe I can get the pendant made before my dad dies and see, like, look, here's Mom's stones from her wedding ring. Look what I did with it. And I better do it before he, like, does something with it or sells it, because he's getting awfully, like, inconsiderate of things. You know what I'm saying? Is that the right word? This is getting pretty wide now. I don't know how much wider I want it, honestly. I think the grannies will probably be like 4 inches. I don't know. I might not do another row after this one until I do the granny square. I mean, the granny square can be a little smaller than the scarf. The scarf could be a little bit wider. And look how wide it is. It's getting wide. Anyhow, I think that's what I need to do, is just go. I'm just going to be like, I'm just taking this, Dad, because you're not doing anything with it. We've all agreed that I get it. And so, and the interesting thing is my mom's ring and my grandma's ring, they're very similar. They're very, very similar. But yeah, I don't know how that went down and how that was decided. It wasn't decided jointly. I'll say that. It was not decided jointly. One member decided which ring they wanted, and they were like, I'm taking this one and you're going to have that one. That's how that went down. I'm like, really? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's okay. Mine will be pretty in the end. My sister's not going to wear my grandma's wedding ring. What is she going to do with it? You know? Anyhow. So that might happen this weekend while he's having his big sale, although I don't know when. We're going to dinner tonight with my sister. He's only having the sale Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I don't know. We'd have to go over there tonight, I suppose. I don't know. After my sister got done being angry with him about the crystal things, he might just slow his roll at this point. I don't know. You know, I've said it so many times. There's not a lot of things in that house that I want or care about having. There's a couple little things. Stop messing with it. Stop messing with the few things that us children would actually like. You know? That's all. That doesn't seem like too much to ask. Oh boy. My niece is getting married on the 20th. My sister asked me last night if I was going to take my dad to the wedding because it's about an hour away. And so that he, wasn't driving up there, didn't have to drive back at night that far if I was just going to take him. And I said, well, I don't know. We haven't really discussed it. I said, I can. There's only one hesitation. Like, my sister's going to be up there the day before the wedding. She's going to stay the night before the wedding. She's staying the night of the wedding. It's an hour from us, but still, she's just going and she's staying for, the rehearsal, all that kind of stuff. So she's just going to stay up there. I'm only going up for the wedding and I'm coming home. Problem is, my dad's going to want to leave, like, really early. He is the biggest party pooper you've ever met. When we would have family get-togethers here, it would be my mom that wanted to stay and do things and play games and socialize and have fun with everybody. And my dad was always like, Laura Jean, when are we going to go? We got to go home. That was my dad. He is just a party pooper, stick in the mud. All he wants to do is go home and plant his butt in front of his TV and just watch sports all day long, I swear. So my problem with taking him is he's going to sit there and he's going to get crabby and grumpy and want to go home. And I'm not going to be ready to go home yet. I'm not going to want to stay all night long or stay super late because I'm not a late night person. But I mean, I can see him wanting to come home like at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to be like, no. I mean, the wedding's in the afternoon. I think happy hour is at 5. The reception's not going to get started until like 6 or so. No. Just no. Maybe I'll take him up there. There's other people from our area that are going to be going to the wedding. Maybe somebody else is coming home early. Hey, can you take my dad home? You know? If you're leaving now, you want to take him with you? Grumpy old man? Throw him in your car? Take him home for us? I don't know. Or he's just going to have to sit there and be grumpy. Yeah? Maybe my sister or my niece can throw him in a hotel room for the night. I don't know. He would never do that. Never. He would be so mad. Oh, well. I don't know how that's going to work out. Guess my sister and I will talk about that tonight when we go to dinner for her birthday, and I'll talk to my dad about it. I'll be like, listen. He might not even want me to take him. He might just be cantankerous and be like, I'm driving myself. Oh, okay. Okay, 89-year-old grumpy man, you do you. Right? Oh, boy. All right, folks. I guess we're done here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not as exciting by myself, aren't I? I know. Anyhow, I try to be entertaining, but it is what it is. I'm starting to like the width. I'm thinking maybe another row, maybe 2 would be about as wide as I want it. Next week we make the squares. I think we can make both of them in our time together. I'm so glad we had this time together. When we went to Subway today, there's a young kid working there. And he's normally pretty quiet, but he sees us a lot now. He's gotten a little more, he's gotten a little more social with us. And so today, I don't know how it came about. Dale walked in. He wanted to go over to the gas station counter and pay for our pops and leave me at the Subway counter to get our food going. And he looked at me and he goes, well, you know what I want. And I said, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And the kid, he started laughing and he goes, and he kept going with the song. And oh my God, it was so funny. And then Dale finally came back from paying for the pop, and Dale was getting a Pro Bowl, a salad with chicken in it. And he's like, would you like anything else in it? Would you like me to put more stuff in it to fill it up to the rim because it's not full? And he goes, no, he said, I'll put croutons in it. And he said, could you put the croutons in it now? And he goes, let me serve you. Oh my gosh. So the kid puts the croutons in because we know what you want, what you really, really want. He puts the croutons in the salad for him and put more ranch on the croutons. And then he's like, anything else, sir? Served to you? And he's like, yes, perfect, served to me. He says, do you need a silver spoon? I was dying laughing. This kid was so funny today. We were just having a good time. It was hilarious. Oh, boy. Well, that's it, folks, for now. I will let you go, and I will see you next week while we make some pocket squares. You like that? Pocket squares. Not pocket squares. You know what pocket squares are, right? We're making squares for our pocket, but not squares that go in a pocket. All right. Okay. I'll let you guys go. I will see you next time. Have a good day. Enjoy the weather if it's nice there. I hope it's nice where you're at. Enjoy. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.